Judas and the Black Messiah a lot of different times because I want to get everything contextualized with what I knew about what happened. But I'm going to give you a film review. Now, as a film, I mean, it was nothing less of spectacular when you think of the actual movie and what it represented, taking you back to that time of essence where it seemed like a long time ago, and you realize how it wasn't really that long ago. You know, we're talking 50 years, and we're still fighting for rights that are legally supposed to be obtained by all of us. We're still fighting a legal system, and you're seeing how corrupt our police was, as far as being over policed, lack of education programs with schools, and you get to learn something more about what the Black Panther Party was about. Despite the lies, our problem is, more than us watching this, more Caucasians need to watch this. Most of they're embarrassed and ashamed of the revolutionaries died young. But at only 21 years, he's done something that's timeless, where he would probably be known forever. And he only was 21. Pac was 25 when he left here. You know, it just shows you back in those days, we were way and far advanced early on, as far as growing up in a nurturing educational system, a nurturing system when it came to how we dealt with the world. Because of all this technology and distraction that we have around us, we become lost. Now, the story centers around Bill ONeill, a car thief who gets caught by the FBI. And he's caught by the FBI. He has to make a choice: infiltrate the Black Panther Party or go to jail. And being caught in that situation, he didn't want to go to jail. He chose to infiltrate the Black Panther Party. Then as he gets in there, you know, he really starts to believe it, you know, and it makes it harder and harder for him, somebody who was never trained at this whatsoever. He was really believing it. He really wanted to, like, he sucked that he was in the position he was, because he just met the Black Panthers early on. He would have just went completely with them. This would have not been the case. All the things that was transpiring. So, with that being said, okay, I don't know what's happening here. But with that being said, you know, you're dealing with a very volatile, very aggressive government with J. Edgar Hoover declaring war on the Black Panther Party, who had functions and factions all around here. And in Chicago, you know, to still see some of those buildings that's still on the west side that suffered ever since the fires, that they never went over there and rebuilt. A lot of businesses, a lot of jobs left the west side of Chicago and left it pretty much decimated over the last 50 years, because they've seen so much active violence against them. And the controversy they had is that Daniel Kaluuya, who's from the UK, played Fred Hampton, and he's not an American, you know, so he really had no ties to this but he knows about racism and prejudice in this world. He did a great job playing Fred Hampton. And I just don't think if they reversed the roles, I don't know if he would have been able to give that type of performance that Lakeith Stanfield gave playing William ONeill. His performance as William ONeill was exceptional. That was second level. I mean, next level, man, to, be paranoid as he was in the film. And to still be alert, and still trying to be witty. And you see a tear come out of his eye on a lot of occasions, man, because, he can't believe he was selling it and he was getting away with it. Now, some of these things that never happened, I'm going to talk about, but it wasn't like it took away from the film. Okay? They just used it to add some sort of context to what was going on. It was very well directed and shot. I gave it 3 stars out of 4. I mean, the performances was was great. Some of the scenes that were there, it's too. I felt a movie like this, it got to be more grit, and we didn't get the grit. I don't think version of what's to happen, because this fire. So this could get people real mad, and to see what happened there, people were mad enough as it is, as the way it ended, but to have it end in that faction, knowing how it's gonna end, I was regretting getting to the end. I was regretting that part, because I knew what was to come. And they gave a PC version of it, thank God. I they got more gruesome. What they showed was bad enough, but it could have got worse. Well, here's the thing. You got all of these different people and what they want or what they pertain to and idealistics. But you seen what the Black Panther Party was about. They were feeding the kids, and what they were doing more is they was uniting the communities. That's what the movie showed that a lot of people didn't expect. Fred Hampton was unifying people that hated black people. He went to the whites, the Confederates, and said, look, the police are not doing right by you the same way they ain't doing right by us. We ain't gotta like each other. But we have a common enemy. He went and unified some of the gangs. He was trying to unify the gangs because it's like, look, we have a common enemy. The common enemy is right there. It's the same thing that happened with the Bloods and Crips when they came together and unified. They don't want that. That's what they put on the flyer, but they don't want that. I just felt this movie should have shown more grit. If they'd shown more grit in this movie, it would have been something compelling. that stayed with you for a long time. Sure, it's going to anger and upset and hurt some people, but it needed to be shown. It needed to be said so it could really sit home and relate to what people are going through now. Really give it that impact. As much as it hurts. Because it hurts. I don't see how a black man or a black woman could watch that movie and not be hurt. That's why I can only watch a movie like that alone. I can't be around people for a while. Because see, it's not fiction. Okay, this is actual things that happen to us. And it's relative because it's still going on. I'm not one of those people that's illusion, be like, oh, I got a little money, so nah, it's not like where I stay. It's not happening to me. I think they're exaggerating. No. It can happen to you at any moment in time. Your money cannot protect you. Nothing of your stature really can protect you. You're just not in the killing fields. You're not living somewhere where it's Beirut. I will not be watching Space Jam 2. You can knock yourselves out. I'll be watching everything except that. No, man, it hurts at the way it went down, you know. The thing about ONeill, Bill ONeill, and the part about him and his him being a car thief and using all this technique to steal cars, that we don't know, because the only context we got about that is that he said him and his cousin hot-wired a car when they, then they took a bus home or something. So they stole a car or something after getting on. Other than that, that's it. There was no plan at any time like, oh, we're going to, like he got caught at the hoods, and they housed one of the members was the guy he carjacked, and they tried to inquire about who he was. That's what happened. The people came together. So the people made the donations. The people got together. They came by and they made donations to the Panthers. That's where they got their money from. Donations. The people who couldn't risk being out there. They understood what the Black Panthers was doing, and it was all through community. The people had each other. And when they came and burnt down the Panthers building, the people responded. They unified the people. So hopefully you guys watch the movie and you guys learn and get some more details about what happened. Bill ONeill, the guilt was killing him all those years. He had to do the video, and then apparently he committed suicide. But we all know what really happened. Once he did that interview, they came and put him out of his misery. Because that all but basically gave money to the families that, that won the case for them, really, because while that was pending and going on, the lawsuit that they had against the FBI, once he did that interview, I mean, really, there's nothing they could do to refute that now. He just confirmed it. So they had to pay. Anyway, I'm out. Finna go get something to eat.